Hi guys and welcome to Janette and her puzzles. Today I'm doing the puzzle collection of 2025. Now this is always the hardest video to do because I have to bring all the puzzles out, which there are just too many. And then obviously have to talk a little bit about every single puzzle. So, you know, with the amount of puzzles, we quickly get to really long times for the video. So I'm gonna have to be really quick and, you know, ideally spend less than 30 seconds per puzzle. So I calculated how many puzzles I've got. I think I've got like 78 physical copies with me. And then I've got 23 puzzles that are spread across, you know, being lent to people. So I'm gonna have to be really quick describing each one of them because otherwise it's just gonna be too long. Anyway, if you've seen other puzzle collections before, then you know that I usually just separate the video into different sections because, you know, I'm limited with space. So let me set up the first one. With the amount of puzzles that I've got, it's sometimes really difficult to put them in sections because, yeah, for some puzzles you're gonna have so many from the same brand, it's easy just to do it by brand. But with majority of the puzzles, they're basically one from each brand, so it's difficult to do the separation. So I did my best. I hope it's gonna be okay for you, but if you've got any suggestions for next year, you know, puzzle collection video, feel free to put them in the comments down below. Before I continue, I also wanted to say that they're doing some houseworks in one of the flats in my building. So if there's gonna be occasional noise, I do apologize about that, but trust me, if I could cut it out, I would. But it's so consistent that it's really difficult to work around it and record a video because I keep being interrupted. So I do apologize about that. Now let's move on to the first section of the video, which are going to be puzzles made from different materials. So what I mean when I say different materials is basically normally when you think of a puzzle, you think of a cardboard 2D puzzle. In this case, we've got wood, plastic, foam. So it's going to be all different stuff that it's not cardboard. So let's just start with the first puzzle. The first one is a 98-piece puzzle by Liberty Puzzles, and the title of this one is Boulder Picnic Pixie Stroh. You might recognize this puzzle because I've done it recently in my video when I did all the mini puzzles. It was a really fun assembly. I love the whimsy pieces and I really like the quality. So, like I mentioned, we're gonna have to move through the puzzles quickly, so I'm not gonna give you too much details on each puzzle, so let's move on. The next one is a 100-piece puzzle by Simone Walsh, and the title of this one is Westport, Mayo. I did this puzzle in the same video as the last one, and I have to say that it was really interesting to experience different wooden puzzles in the same day, because normally when I do them spread across, you know, months, you don't really realize what the difference is between them. But with the ones I did recently, I had 3 of them done in the same day, and it was really easy to see the difference between them. The next puzzle is Hastings by Herring Puzzles. I'm really looking forward to doing a video on this puzzle because it's really special. It's the one, I'm not actually sure what material it's done from, but it's a metal puzzle and you're supposed to assemble it with, you know, tweezers. So I need to figure out how I'm gonna record this to, you know, for you to have the best experience because Zoom needs to work. We cannot have blurry images, but it's really difficult because when you record up close, the Zoom doesn't really work properly. So I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with it and how I'm gonna record it so I can get the video out for you, but I'm really looking forward to it. Up next is a 257-piece puzzle by LaMoonda, and the title of this one is Freedom. I got this puzzle as a gift by Alfonso 2 years ago at the World, so 2023. I've already assembled it quite a while ago and I've really liked it. The image was a little bit difficult because the background it's all the same, but overall, it was really enjoyable puzzle. The next one is a 181-piece puzzle by Innoakids, and the title of this one is Chameleon. So this is the third wooden puzzle I've done in that video that I said that the comparison between them was really obvious. So even though I liked the picture a lot, this one was the worst one out of them all. I know that's really bad to say, it's still a good quality puzzle, but just in terms of the specifics of the pieces, the shapes weren't that specific, if that makes sense, so it made the assembly a little bit more difficult. The next one is a Christmas puzzle advent calendar by Pintoo, and the title of this one is The Star Chaser. So Pintoo were really kind that they sent me 2 advent calendars this year, well last year. So I've done one for the video, the new one, the 2024 one, but this one they just sent me, you know, so I can do it in my own time leisurely, and I've done it as we were going along. So I kept the calendar because the other one I already gave away, but I'm planning to give this one away too. I know it's already been done, but I disassembled all the puzzles and put them back in the right places. So yeah, it's been open, but it's still fully usable. So Pintoo, for anyone who doesn't know, they do plastic puzzles and they also do 3D puzzles. So there's a mix of everything in here. The next one is a mechanical model by Ugears, and the title of this one is Hogwarts Express. So I got this as a gift from my mom for my birthday like 2-3 years ago. I really like it, but I'm really scared of doing it because it's completely different. Like, I've done some of the wooden stuff before, but this one is like a mechanical model, so it has to be movable, and I'm scared that I'm gonna do something wrong. So I'm kind of like, in a way, looking forward to doing it, but at the same way I'm a little bit intimidated by it. So yeah, I'm not sure if I would do it for the video though, because it feels like it would be stressful enough as is to just assemble it on my own, let alone having the camera hanging above my head and forcing me to finish it on time to get the video out. The next one is 420 piece puzzle by Rabbit, and the title of this one is Hogwarts Clock Tower. If you have been watching my live streams, that you should be familiar with this puzzle because I finished it. It took me about 7 hours, but that's because I was distracted by talking too. But anyway, this one is one of the 3 they're in collection, the other 2 are here. So this one, Rabbit sent me this one because they saw that it was the only one that I was missing. And I started doing that one because it has the least pieces, because the other 2 I'm still very intimidated by. But anyway, it was a really fun assembly. Rabbit puzzles are basically foamy puzzles. So it's a different feel, like when you're putting the puzzle together, it's completely different experience, and also it's 3D. So it adds that extra touch. The next one is 850 piece puzzle by Rabbit, and the title of this one is Hogwarts Great Hall. So this is the next one, which is also a part of the set that I mentioned before, and it's got the least amount of pieces between the last 2. Very intimidated by it because, you know, it's twice as big as the last one, and even that one was a little bit tricky for me to do. So this one was a birthday present for my mom, also 2 or 3 years ago, and I still haven't done it because I was scared of it. But now that I've done the other one, and I've done the 2 from the Battle of the YouTube Puzzlers Puzzle Along, so I think I should be ready to tackle this one. Well, both of them. And the last one is 875 piece puzzle by Rabbit, and the title of this one is Hogwarts Astronomy Tower. I don't think there's much I can add to this puzzle. Like I said, got it for my birthday, and it's the 3rd one out of the set. So this one is definitely gonna be assembled last because it's got the most pieces. Now, this is it from like the different material puzzles. Everything from now on should be cardboard if I sorted it correctly. So the next one is gonna be quite special. So let me set it up. Like I mentioned, the next set of the puzzles is quite special. But they're not special in a way like exit puzzles, that they have a mystery that you have to solve. But the actual prints on the puzzles, or like other specifics, are special. So let's just start with the first puzzle. The first one is a 1000 piece puzzle by Legami, and the title of this one is Alice in Wonderland. So this puzzle is not actually mine, it's been borrowed, and it's been borrowed for about a year now. But this is Carolina, she gave it to me so I can compare the 2 puzzles, because what's special about it is that it's got foil details. So I got another puzzle with foil details when I was in Klagenfurt with her. So I wanted to do the comparison video, but I just never gotten about to doing it yet. But I will, I promise, because I need to give Carolina her puzzles back. The next one is also a 1000 piece puzzle by Designworks, and the title of this one is Fruit and Florals. Like I mentioned, I got this one when I was in Klagenfurt, so it was quite a while ago, but I really liked it because it seems like it's gonna be quite an easy puzzle, and I really wanted to know how the foil details work. So I've kind of done one of the puzzle with foil details before. It was the cat one. What was it? The Heye one, the Heye puzzle one, the cats, daisies, something. But for that one, it wasn't really advertised as foil details. It was like just a different paints, I guess. So I'm really intrigued to see how this goes. Up next is a 1000 piece puzzle by Paper Blanks, and the title of this one is Firebird Birds of Happiness. If you've seen the live streams, then you've seen that I've tackled the other puzzle from the same Paper Blanks with Donna Louise when she was in Slovenia, like, what, 6 months ago? So this puzzle, from the outside, it looks, you know, just a regular 1000 piece puzzle. But then when you open it, it's like pieces have different prints on them. It's difficult to explain, you have to try it. It's not like they've got foil printed on them, but it's literally different textures. So it's insane. Absolutely loved doing this puzzle, even though I have to say it was a bit more on a difficult side because the pieces weren't that specific. but overall experience of putting the puzzle together was just really good. The next one is a 1000-piece puzzle by Corner Piece, and the title of this one is Tiger Streak. I got this one from the UK when I was visiting last year, and again I got it because I've never done Corner Piece and because it had foil details. You can probably see, but it's like even on the box it looks so cool. So it was from a charity shop, so there might be pieces missing, I do not know, but only one way to find out, right? Up next is a 1000-piece puzzle by Lupu, and the title of this one is Daft Puzzle. Now I know the Daft Puzzle is probably not a title of this puzzle, I don't know what exactly does it mean, but it doesn't have a title anywhere, so I'm just gonna call it that. So this puzzle, the print is completely normal, but what the specialty of this puzzle is that it should smell of coffee. Now this is a really old puzzle, so obviously the smell is gone, but it's still for me a special puzzle because I think it's really cool that they came up with that idea. That must be so cool, you're putting the puzzle together and you can just smell coffee. I love the smell of coffee. Okay, I don't like to drink it because it's too bitter. I figured out that now Barraquito, which I learned in Spain, so good because it's sweet. Like I like the taste of coffee, but it has to be sweet. Like I love tiramisu and espresso martinis and stuff like that. So Barraquito now is like my go-to coffee. I got all the ingredients, I keep drinking it, I love it. Anyway, moving on. Up next is a 1000-piece puzzle by Spielspaß, and the title of this one is Das Einhorn. I think I can confidently say that that translates to the unicorn because that's on the picture as well. So this one has a metallic effect. Again, I haven't done this puzzle, but I've opened it and I've seen the pieces, so it seems like whatever you can see that it's metallic on the box, it's also metallic on the pieces. So it's not the entire puzzle, but just the highlights. The next one is the 1000-piece puzzle by Puss 4D, and the title of this one is Scratch Map Puzzle. So I got this puzzle from my friend that, you know, is the puzzle distributor, and he said that they stopped selling them, I think, because the scratch wasn't working well, but I still want to do it because I kind of want to have it for myself. So this one stays in my collection and hopefully one day I'll get to do it. And the last puzzle of this section is a 1500-piece puzzle by EG International, and the title of this one is Pieces. I've had this puzzle forever, but it's just something about it, probably because it's 1500 pieces, that is just making me not want to do it. The colors are also quite similar to each other, so I feel like the middle is going to be quite difficult to do. And I kind of wanted to do it for the video because it's quite specific with the pieces and all, but then it's 1500 pieces, so I need to find courage to do it. And like I mentioned, this is the last puzzle of this section, so it's time to set up for the next one. I think it's quite obvious what the next section of the video is gonna be, so Ravensburger, of course. And this is the puzzle, well, the puzzle brand that I've got the most of. It's the most easily accessible one in Slovenia, and also because I'm attending the competitions, you know, we get a lot of their puzzles. So now I'm gonna start adding the puzzles in. You know how I say I've got, what, 23 puzzles, I think it was, spread across with other people? So 15 of them are Ravensburger puzzles. So first I'm just gonna literally throw them all out so we can move, you know, to this as soon as possible. But I just need to check which ones they are because there was too many for me to remember. So we've got Anniversary Puzzle, we've got Boathouse in Smogen, Sweden, 2 copies. So Canal Cruise in Venice, Circle Mushrooms, Country House, Family Photo, Hawaiian Viewpoint, In Search of the Child, Magic Fairy Dust, Magical Rainforest, Marzamemi Sicily, Ocean Whimsy, Sunset in Copenhagen, and Tiger Family in the Oasis. So these are all the Ravensburger puzzles that are not currently with me, and then these are the ones that are. So let's just start with the first one. It's a 99-piece puzzle by Ravensburger, and the title of this one is New York. I've just done this puzzle recently. If you've seen the other video with the 3 wooden puzzles, this one was also one of the puzzles. I've really enjoyed it. I've done it before as a puzzle chest, and now I did it by myself, and it was quite fun to do. And I'm gonna stop saying Ravensburger for every puzzle because you know that all the puzzles are Ravensburger. So let's move on to the next one. The next one is also 99 pieces, and the title of this one is Llama. Also a part of the last video. It was easier than the New York one, surprisingly, because it looks a lot busier. I'm not really a fan of the smaller piece count puzzles because they're too fast for me. It doesn't feel like I puzzled, but because I've done 2 of them and other puzzles in the same day, it felt like I had a whole day of puzzling. The next one is 368 pieces and the title of this one is The Toy Factory. So as you know, I like exit puzzles, so this is one of them. I haven't done them, I haven't been doing them lately, but I've got quite a few. And yeah, I was thinking actually to do this one for a live stream, so it might be already out. But yeah, I feel like it would be quite fun if you guys help me how to, you know, find the mystery, basically. So I've got quite a few of them. Well, I've assembled some already, so this one hasn't been done yet, so I'm looking forward to doing it. The next one has 759 pieces and it's called Dragon Cave. Also another exit puzzle that I haven't done, but this one's got more pieces, so it's gonna be trickier. And also, based on the colors, it's gonna be trickier. That's all I can say. The next one is 919 pieces and the title of this one is Exit the Circle London. I've done this puzzle quite a while ago and I've really liked it. It's a little bit different to your usual exit puzzle, but it comes in 3, so sort of like you get a specific solution with each puzzle and then all 3 together give you an extra solution. So that's why I kept the puzzle, because once I'm done with the 3rd one, I'm just gonna maybe sell all 3 of them as a, you know, as a set. But yeah, I'm actually interested to see what's gonna happen when I put all 3 together. The next one is also 919 pieces and the title of this one is Exit the Circle Paris. So this is the 2nd one I've done. This one was definitely trickier to assemble because if you know exit puzzles, well, with the normal exit puzzle is the frame that is tricky, but with these circle exit puzzles, it's some of the inside pieces as well that give you the solution. So, you know, sometimes you have a mismatch and you don't even know it. And the last out of the set is also 919 pieces and the title of this one is Escape the Circle Rom. It's interesting that this one says escape instead of exit because it came from Ireland, I think. Well, I don't know if it was Boulder, but it definitely came from Ireland. So this is the last one and the only one I haven't done yet, so I'm looking forward to doing it so I can see the solution from all 3 of them. So exciting. I have no idea how they designed the whole thing. Like, it says that you don't have to keep the puzzles to get the solution because obviously you kind of give the puzzles away or exchange them or whatever. But it's just more of like, if you want to do the whole solution, you would get spoiled of what the other 2 solutions are and then you can't solve them, that's why. But I prefer to just keep them so I can do it together. And now we are moving on to just normal puzzles, nothing, you know, mysterious about them or anything. The only difference between them is the number of pieces. The first one is 500 pieces and the title of this one is Flight of the Woman's Legion. I got this puzzle from Stein when he was in Slovenia for the competition and he kind of had like a 1-to-1 with Victor on how to assemble the puzzle the fastest. So I kept the puzzle so I can do it myself and compare the times because he was literally explaining how to go, like where you get stuck and what to do next and everything. I just hope I remember any of that. The next one is 1,000 pieces and the title of this one is Retro Mickey. I got this one for my last birthday and I think it's quite cool. Like, I've seen it in the shops, I never bought it because I thought, well, it looks a little bit difficult with all the background and also, you know, I don't buy new puzzles anymore. So I'm kind of happy I got it because in a way it feels like it could be really easy or it could go completely different direction and be so difficult that... So I want to know what it's gonna be. The next one is 1,008 pieces and the title of this one is Songs of Extinct Birds. I got this puzzle as a gift at the Worlds and I thought it was really pretty, but the more I look at it, the more difficult it looks. So I'm a little bit intimidated by it, I'm not gonna lie, but there's just, it seems like the top section would be quite difficult. The next one is also 1,008 pieces and the title of this one is Queen of Hearts. I genuinely do not remember where I got this puzzle from, but I really like it. And I think this one is going to be really easy to assemble. I've done one of the Disney puzzles before. It was the 2,000 piece one with the frames. And it's really easy because the frames do so much work for you. You know, it's so easy then to just fill in the pictures. So yeah, I am looking forward to that. But it's just I've got so many puzzles that sometimes I forget what I've got. But I'm really looking forward to putting this one together. Up next is a 1,000-piece puzzle and the title of this one is Origami Meditations. So this one appeared at one of the competitions, I'm not completely sure which ones, and then we got it in Spain, well, Stein got it in Spain last year, and then we assembled it as a team's practice puzzle, and then I managed to convince Stein to let me have it. Or did I buy it? I don't actually remember how it was, but I remember that he found it and then I managed to steal it from him. I'm so rude. Oh god. Anyway, I've really enjoyed putting this puzzle together. It's so bright, it's so colorful. It's just, the entire picture is so fun. The next one is also 1,000 pieces and the title of this one is Peace and Harmony. So this one is a triptychon, I think I'm saying it right. And I got this one from Carolina. I exchanged it, I think it was with her. It was a long time ago. So it's basically a picture that is split into 3 sections. So I've kind of done that before with other puzzles, like the animal ones that I've got. But it's different because there was like, every puzzle was separate for itself, if that makes sense. But with this one, like the picture is the continuation. So I'm not actually sure how easy it's gonna be to know what belongs to each picture, if that makes sense. The next one is also a 1,000-piece puzzle and the title of this one is The 50s. You probably remember this puzzle from the Worlds and it was one of the team's puzzles that we should have chosen but we didn't because we went for Orange Hell instead. But anyway, I got to take this puzzle home with me and I still haven't gotten around to doing it because it does look a little bit busy to do it just by myself. So maybe I should just find someone to do it with me or get my boyfriend to do it with me so it would be a little bit easier. But it does look like a fun puzzle. The next one is 1,500 pieces and the title of this one is Divided Town. If I remember correctly, I found this puzzle in a charity shop. I'm not completely sure because it's been so long since I got it. And I really like the way it's done. But 1,500 pieces and seeing all the greenery and just the building, it's basically like 750 and 750. And it just seems a little bit difficult, I'm not gonna lie. So I haven't decided with this one if I even want to assemble it or just, you know, give it away. But yeah, I do like the image though, and especially since I've been to New York, it would be quite cool to assemble this puzzle. But yeah, it's just difficult with all the easy puzzles that I've got. It's a bit difficult to tackle a difficult one, you know. The next one is 2,000 pieces and the title of this one is Lovely London. This is such a beautiful image and I'm sure if it only had like 1,000 pieces I would have already done it, but because it's 2,000 pieces it's so difficult to get to do it, you know, especially with all the sky and stuff. Like I think the bottom section is gonna be very simple because the colors are very specific. It's just the top, and the top that's like 500 pieces of just the blue ones and then 500 pieces of the pink ones. So yeah, not the easiest puzzle. The next one is also 2,000 pieces and the title of this one is Guinness World Records. You probably also know this puzzle from the Worlds because they were using it to, you know, set the new Guinness World Record. So I got this puzzle 2 years ago and I absolutely love it. But again, it's very busy. I did see it up close and I even helped New Zealand team to finish the puzzle when the time ran out. So I did kind of experience a little bit of it, but again, to tackle it by myself, it's a lot, you know, especially on this table, which I'm not gonna say barely holds a 1,000-piece puzzle, but like you would have to do quite a lot of sorting to have enough space to do this puzzle, and I don't think you can really do much sorting with this puzzle because it's literally like picking a piece and placing it where it's supposed to be. So maybe I'm just gonna do this one like off screen with my boyfriend. I'm sure he would love to do that one because it's special, it's really cool, and having people on it definitely helps because you know in which direction the pieces are turned. The next one is 3,168 pieces and the title of this one is Hemnoy Lofoten. So you're probably surprised with why am I not saying 3,000 piece puzzle and the other one were like 1,008 pieces, is because when they're actually cutting the puzzles they can't hit the exact number, so it's always like roughly, but here on the side it says specifically by the piece how many pieces it's got. So I got this puzzle for being a Slovenian champion and it's a puzzle that I would not normally pick for myself. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do about it because, well, it's very difficult, so I might just, you know, give it away. I don't know. It's just, it looks difficult. It's got 3,000 pieces. Even if it had 1,000 pieces, I might still do it, but with 3,000 pieces, it's like, unless it's going to the wall, I don't think I would go through with it. The next one is also 3,168 pieces, and the title of this one is Puzzles on Puzzles. You probably know this puzzle. I managed to get it in the shop because, well, it was so random because you usually don't see specific puzzles, but there's one shop when my friend works at, and they basically order one of each and they just order this puzzle because in Slovenia, you know, people don't know who Karen is. So it was really insane to find this puzzle in Slovenia. So I've had it for a while now, and I'm kind of scared to tackle it because when I first showed that I've got it, I got people in the comments saying that it's not as easy as it looks and that I have to focus on the background as opposed to the colors of the top pieces. Yeah, so I'm a little bit like, you know, intimidated by it, to say the least, but I will do it. I'm just working on my 6K puzzle now, so after I'm done with that one, I'm probably gonna tackle this one. And the last Ravensburger puzzle in my collection is 5,040 pieces, and the title of this one is Pokemon All-Stars. Now this is the puzzle that I'm really looking forward to doing, because even though it has 5,000 pieces, it doesn't even scare me a little bit, because it's got so many sections, and I think it's going to be quite easy to divide each section of the puzzle and just work on it. I mean, I could be wrong. Still, it's 5,000 piece puzzle, so it's probably going to be more difficult than a 1,000 piece puzzle. But still, it's just like, this one is the one that it's going to be absolute joy to assemble. And again, I still haven't decided if I would want to do this on screen or off screen, because it just adds that little bit of pressure, you know, to do a video out of it, because you know that you've got the cameras recording and you know you have to have proper lighting and all of that. When I do it leisurely, sometimes I just assemble it whilst watching TV in the background and all of that. So yeah, I still have to decide what I'm gonna do with that one, but I definitely will assemble it because I absolutely adore this puzzle. Now I'm gonna have to move on to different brands, so I'm gonna try to go by what I've got most to what I've got least. But so many puzzles are not with me at the moment, so it's gonna be a bit of a like, you know, mix and match between the just throwing the pictures out there and actually showing you the puzzles. But first, let's change the setup. It feels like the piles keep getting bigger, so I'm gonna start with Schmidt puzzles so I can put them back, you know, where they belong. I had to take them out so I can show them to you. The pile is a bit bigger than what you can see on the camera, but I actually have the same amount of puzzles of both brands, but it's just I'm missing a few from this brand. That's why this one is so much bigger. So let's just start with the first one. The first one is a 1,000-piece puzzle, and the title of this one is 101 Dalmatians. I just realized now how little space I've got in between here, but anyway. So one of the puzzles, I'm gonna tell you which one later, started this whole thing when I went on a, you know, haul to get the Disney puzzles. So this one was not the initial one that I wanted to have, but I got it. I think I swapped it with someone and I really liked it. I really like 101 Dalmatians. They were the reason that I got into puzzling. Not this specific puzzle. I have the other one. I think it was Pongo's and Perdita's wedding. I have no idea what brand or anything, but that was the puzzle that got me into puzzling. So I thought, even though the image of this one is not my favorite, that it's got a deeper meaning behind it. That's why I wanted to keep it. The next one is also a 1,000-piece puzzle, and the title of this one is Peter Pan's Neverland. I absolutely adore this puzzle. I love the colors on it. I love the color of the box. It's one of my favorite colors. So yeah, I just had to have it. And what I like most about all of this, like the entire Thomas Kincaid collection, is all the detail on the puzzle. And it's like the more you puzzle it, the more you look into it, the more details you see. And it's just, the entire experience of puzzling is so enjoyable because you discover more things when you're doing it. So I absolutely love the entire collection. Up next is also a 1,000-piece puzzle, and the title of this one is Moana. Do I have to even say anything? You can see the color, so I think it's quite obvious why I got the puzzle. I do like the film though. I watched it and it's quite fun. And again, it's just all the details that come on those pictures. I absolutely love them. So yeah, in a way I kind of forget that I've got these puzzles because they're always in the background and I don't have them in my main wardrobe, so sometimes I forget that I have them. But I have to remember because I want to do them because they're so cool. But yeah, there's just too many puzzles and too little time. As expected, the next one is also a 1,000-piece puzzle, and the title of this one is Maleficent. So this one is a little bit different because it's the villain. I got this one from my sister for my birthday, and it's very like, it's a lot darker and everything, but still so much detail on it. So, you know, I'm gonna stop repeating myself, but yeah, I have to do more puzzling. And of course another 1,000-piece puzzle, and the title of this one is The Lion King. So this was the puzzle that was like the original one when I went on the hunt, because they actually sold this one in Slovenia, because the other ones I got off of Amazon. So yeah, I'm not even gonna say anything because you already know, but I love them. I just like the entire collection, so I'm just gonna show you the rest of the puzzles. The next one also has 1,000 pieces, and the title of this one is Mickey and Minnie in Hawaii. I got this one off of Amazon, so this one also wasn't the part of the initial haul that I wanted to do with the collection. I just liked it, and I like the color of the box as well. Up next is another 1,000-piece puzzle, and the title of this one is Tangled. This is the one that my sister picked because she really liked it, because this was supposed to be our combined collection, but then I moved, so I took all of them with me. So yeah, she really liked that, but I think she chose quite a difficult image. Even though it's very pretty to look at, it's gonna be quite difficult to assemble if you ask me. The next puzzle is the reason why this collection happened, and the title of this one is Aladdin. Quite a while ago, when I hit 1,000 subscribers, my sister got me this puzzle as a surprise puzzle without me seeing the picture, and I had to assemble it. And this puzzle was the reason why all of this happened, because when I assembled it, it was so enjoyable to assemble with all the details. I don't know if it helped that I didn't have the picture, because I had to focus even more on the details, and maybe that made me fall in love with it even more. I don't know, but I'm happy that it happened because I managed to get my collection done, even though I haven't assembled any of the other puzzles, but I will. I just have to put it on my to-do list. The next one is also a 1,000-piece puzzle, and the title of this one is The Little Mermaid. This is also the one that my sister picked. I got it for her. It was the second puzzle of the collection, and I really like it. What I love most about it is how it's got the thing split in the middle, and you have like the, you know, the outside world and the underwater world, and you've got so much detail on both sides. I absolutely love the image. This one is gonna be so fun to assemble when I finally get to it. Yes, the next one is also 1,000 pieces, and the title of this one is Beauty and the Beast's Winter Enchantment. So this one is tricky because, well, even though it's brighter than the Tangled one, it's got the same color basically all across the puzzle. So I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I've got an impression that this one is going to be quite difficult as well. And this one was also, I think, my sister's doing. So for some reason, she likes to pick difficult puzzles, because she picked the Cinderella dancing in the moonlight as well, and it was so difficult. Like, it just had the black sky. So yeah, I think she hasn't gotten to a point where she knows the difference between a beautiful picture and what's going to be difficult to puzzle. The next one is the last 1,000-piece puzzle from Schmidt, and the title of this one is Alice in Wonderland. Oh, I can finally breathe. No, just kidding. So this puzzle is completely random because I didn't even plan to buy it, and like I said, I don't normally buy new puzzles, but someone told me that they've got Schmidt puzzles for €4 in Aldi, so obviously I had to go, and I found this one and I just took it. There was no questions there, like literally no thinking. £4. Seriously, that's like nothing. You pay more in a charity shop in Slovenia and you don't even know if all the pieces are going to be there. So of course I had to buy it, and again, the same as with the Little Mermaid, I really like how it's got the upper world and the bottom world done, like split in the middle, and you can have so much detail in both worlds and you really feel like you're there with them. Because I've already done one of the Alice in Wonderland puzzles from, I don't remember what the brand was, but it was one when it had hidden images. It was literally the same picture, just without the bottom part. So I just had the top with the river. So yeah, this one is so cute. I don't know if I'm gonna make it a part of my whole collection because I'm kind of running out of space. I think I can't put more than 10 puzzles in there, so I would have to take one out. But I'll have to think about it because I really like this image. And even though this is the last puzzle on the pile, this is not actually the last Schmidt puzzles that I've got. I just removed the other one because the pile was already too big on its own. So yeah, I've got another one for you. It's a surprise one. No, just kidding. You probably already know which one it is. The last Schmidt puzzle is a 6,000-piece puzzle, and the title of this one is Mickey and Minnie in Mexico. So I literally hit 6,000 subscribers today when I'm filming this video. So this one is already in the making. I mixed the bags. Why? Anyway, I've realized recently that Thomas Kincaid images are not as simple as they're beautiful, if I can say that. So doing them on a 1,000-piece puzzle, oh my god, love it. But as a 6,000-piece puzzle, it's quite difficult because it's a painting. So yeah, So I'm working on it, and the first part of the video is already out, so go check it out if you want to see me suffering. And this is definitely now the last puzzle from Schmidt, and now we can move on to Clementoni. As mentioned, the next brand on the list is Clementoni, and I don't have all puzzles with me, so again, the same as with Ravensburger, I'm gonna start with the ones that are not here. So there are 4 puzzles on the list. Let's see if I can remember. So we've got Animals, Paris, something, and Waves. Pisa. Okay, so yeah, 4 puzzles, and now let's move on to the ones that I've got. The first one is a 1000-piece puzzle, and I cannot find the title for it. I exchanged this puzzle with Carolina, and I remember it was when Disney had 100 years, I think it was last year, so they put like these special puzzles out. So I haven't done it yet. It does look a little bit difficult, which, you know, with the amount of puzzles I've got, I'm not sure I want to do the difficult puzzles anymore. But you never know, if the opportunity arises, I might do it. The next one is a 500-piece puzzle, and the title of this one is Stairs. By the time this video is out, the Google Forms for the Battle of the YouTube Puzzlers 5 are still gonna be open, and this is the puzzle that we are doing. It's a Trinity battle, so 3 puzzlers doing the same puzzle 3 times. So if you haven't done it yet, make sure to join in. You can do the puzzle up to 3 times to mark your best time, or you can just do it once for fun if you want to, and you don't even have to time yourself. I've spoken about this puzzle too much already, so I'm just gonna move on to the next one. Up next is a 1000-piece puzzle, and the title of this one is Gustav Klimt the Kiss. Well, you know what I'm gonna say about difficult puzzles, right? So I got this one from my mom as a gift when she went to Canary Islands, and even though I liked the image, it's just, this is gonna be so difficult to assemble that I've kind of been avoiding doing it, because it's basically just got 3 sections. You know, it's got the brown, the yellow, and the greens, the flowers. And yeah, so I'm definitely gonna have to get some courage if I want to do this puzzle, even though it's 1000 pieces, but still, you know, a lot of repetition. The next one is also a 1000-piece puzzle, and the title of this one is Pantone Red Hibiscus Aroma. Now this is the puzzle that I absolutely adore. For some reason, I don't know, even though it feels like it's gonna be difficult, it just feels like the entire assembly and the finished image is so cool that I want to do it, even though if it's going to be difficult, because you've got a lot of blocks of colors. Like this bottom section is going to be fine, they're small, but like this whole red one and then all the black background is going to be probably a nightmare. But I think the end image, it would be something that I would put on the wall. And I know they've got more in collections in different colors, so if I manage to get more of them, it would be really nice to have them displayed. But something I would have to talk to my boyfriend about for the house, you know. I'm not sure if he's gonna let me have free will like I have here, you know, because, you know, his house, his rules, but I'm kind of willing to push my limits. The next one is 1500-piece puzzle, and the title of this one is Vintage London. Again, another puzzle that I absolutely love the image of, but 1500-piece puzzle, basically just one color, you know, not ideal. Like I said, I would need more free time. I think I should quit my day job. No, just kidding. But, you know, it's just one of the things where I really like the image and I really want to assemble it, but I'm genuinely like, I'm just collecting too many puzzles that I don't have time to do. And I think going past 1000 pieces, especially if it's a difficult image, is quite a stretch. I'm really gonna have to rethink, or like maybe have like one puzzle every week, and you know, it's out until I finish it, and it doesn't matter if it's out for like 3 weeks, because we don't use the dining table anyway, you know, we eat on the sofa. No judgments, please. But it's like, it's just more comfortable. I like to keep my food up here, you know. Yeah, probably too much information for you. Let's move on to the next puzzle. The next one is a 1000-piece panorama, and the title of this one is Villains. I need to be really careful what I say, because I say I love this puzzle so much for almost every puzzle, but really my sister's already done this one and I helped her a bit. So it's a little bit trickier than it looks, because it feels like the colors are quite nicely separated, but when you actually have it out, it's not that easy to see the difference in the colors, but it's such a beautiful image when it's done. So again, this one is done like, I don't know how this is called, but like the glass thingy, like the mural. So it could be a nice one to put on the wall, but then again, it's quite childish. So in that sense, I'm not sure I would want to put it on the wall, if that makes sense. Up next is a 2000-piece puzzle, and the title of this one is Gradient. I've had quite a few experiences with gradient puzzles, but none of them were really normal per se. So I had the crypt one, which, you know, the pieces are completely different. Then I had the Trefl one that had sticks, which again is quite different. So I just wanted one plain puzzle that's a gradient, and I got this one now, but it's a 2,000 piece puzzle. So you see my worries here, because it's a big one. But I think I could do this one for a video actually, because it feels, based on the picture, that it would be quite easy to sort. So I could, you know, make piles and then just go from there. So maybe I'm gonna do it for the video, because I really like the gradient puzzle. Should be the easiest puzzles out there, but this one's got quite a big yellow section, and it's not like it goes in a circle like from one side to the other, but it's literally like all across, which is definitely gonna make it more difficult, but it's gradient, so I don't know, it feels like it should still be quite simple. And the last Clementoni puzzle, it's a 3,000 piece puzzle, and the title of this one is Colosseum Sunrise. So my boyfriend and I got this puzzle as a Christmas present from his family, and again, I love the image, but it's 3,000 pieces of brown and blue, so that's all I'm gonna say. I mean, it seems like the part should be quite easy because it's got a completely different brown and texture. So this one is definitely gonna be the most difficult part because it's got the most pieces. And the sky, like, it's not a complete gradient because it's got the clouds. So that's definitely gonna make it more difficult. But I told my boyfriend that we are gonna do this one together. I'm definitely not doing it on my own. So now it's time to move on to the next setup, which are gonna be puzzle brands, well, that I've got more than one of, but less than, you know, what I had now. So let's just change the setup again. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go brand by brand now, and as you can see, I don't have that many puzzles here because a lot of them are being borrowed. So I'm just gonna go through the ones that are not here first, and then move on to the ones that we actually have. So I'm gonna start with Olé Puzzles. I've got two of their puzzles that were gifted to me at the Worlds last year. So one of them is called Summer Pieces, and the other one is called Chevron Rainbow. So I've already done both of them twice, well, three times, I don't remember. But they were really fun to assemble. It's a completely new brand. It's the one that Alejandro is a part of. So I do really enjoy their puzzles, but I know they're not available worldwide. So I know that a lot of you can try them for now. So the next brand that I want to move on to are Enjoy Puzzles. And this is actually the one that I have displayed in the bag. So I've got three of their puzzles, and the reason why I don't have them here with me is because my dad has one and the other two are just empty boxes in my basement and I was too lazy to go get them. So basically this one is called Enchanted Harmony Unicorn. Then I've got the other one on the wall, it's called Lady Autumn. And the third puzzle I have from them is called Cosmic Tree of Life, and I already assembled all three of them because I absolutely adore Enjoy Puzzles. And the last two puzzles that I don't have any here because they're again safely stored away in my basement because they are, you know, unique puzzles that you can't get in Slovenia. So they're Springbok puzzles. So one of them is called Pencil Pushers and the other one is called Jelly Beans. So these are the two puzzles that I used for the Springbok puzzle brand comparison video, and they were kindly sent to me by Laura from the United States, and she gave them to Becca, and then Becca brought them to me at the competition last year. So thank you so much for getting the puzzles to me again. And like I said, they're safely stored away in my basement that I was too lazy to go and get because there was already so many puzzles and my basement is completely cramped. So I didn't want to move everything around to get to the puzzles. So yeah, I do apologize that I don't have them here with me, but I did absolutely love the puzzles. Like, I like the brand. I do have to say that it was better. Like, the older version of the brand is better than the new one, but it's still a very good brand. Now we are going to move on to Heye Puzzles. And again, there's also another puzzle that is stored away nicely in my basement. It's the Red Dawn one. It's a 2,000 piece panorama puzzle that I've done. And I have it assembled because it looks like a piece that you would put on the wall. So my dad at one point mentioned that he would want to have it. So I, you know, just packed it away and put it in the basement, so it's stored away safely. But now the more I think about it, it's like maybe I want to have it. But again, it's not going to be my house, so you know, we have to compromise. So we're going to have to make decisions what we want to put on the wall and what not. So yeah, that was one of the Heye Puzzles. And then the second one is this one. It's a 1,000 piece puzzle by Heye Puzzle, and the title of this one is Future Fossils. I got this puzzle quite a while ago at a puzzle exchange event, and I have to say that when I saw it, I was like really intrigued and I wanted to have it, and it felt like so different to anything else I've seen. And then the more I puzzle, the more I learn about puzzling, the more I learn about difficult puzzles, and the more I look at this one, the less I want to do it, because it's just, I mean, I could be wrong, it could surprise me and be really simple, you know, but it just, yeah, it just doesn't look simple. Now we are moving on to Trefl. So I don't have all puzzles with me. So the other one that I don't have with me, it's a 500-piece puzzle by Trefl Prime actually. And the title of that one is Over the Water. And I got that puzzle from Victor as a gift. So we sped run it with Stein, and it was such a fun puzzle to assemble. It was really enjoyable and I absolutely love the colors. And there is a difference between Trefl and Trefl Prime. That's all I can say. So I was shocked with how good that puzzle was. Honestly, it was so good. I absolutely loved it. And now moving on to just the regular, oh no, this one is Trefl Prime as well. I didn't even realize because I haven't done it yet. So the next puzzle is 9,000-piece puzzle by Trefl Prime, and the title of this one is The Greatest Disney Collection. So I've had this puzzle forever now, because when I saw it I was like, I have to have it, and I bought it, and it's been taking a bit longer to get to 9,000 subscribers than I thought, because like I mentioned, I just reached 6,000 today. So yeah, this one is definitely going to be the one that I'm not going to be mixing the bags, because 6,000 now, it's enough. I do not want to go beyond that at this point. Maybe later on when I've got more free time and more space, and when I live in a house and maybe can have a puzzle out for like months and it doesn't bother me, I might mix some stuff. But for now, I'm quite happy after like not even being halfway through the puzzle, after being like quarter through a 6K puzzle, I'm quite happy with never mixing bags again. Like, you know, I wanted to see how far I can go, and I think I saw how far I can go for now. So yeah, this one is gonna be done for 9,000 subscribers, but I'm gonna do it separately. It's 6 bags, so I'm gonna just do every bag separately. And now we are moving on to all the puzzles that I've got here. So the next brand is gonna be Blue Kazoo. And those were the puzzles that were gifted to me. I got 8 of them. I've assembled quite a few already. I didn't go through all of them. I gave some of them away because I was just like, there is no way I'm gonna have time to do them all. But these ones are still the ones that I've got, because I've got a plan with them. So let me show you the first one. So the first one is a 1,000-piece puzzle by Blue Kazoo, and the title of this one is Triangles. So you know how I mentioned that every time I do like a gradient puzzle, it's always something specific. So this one again, it's a gradient puzzle, but it's not really a gradient puzzle, if you know what I mean. But I think it's gonna be really easy to do, and I absolutely love the brand. So I'm really looking forward to doing this one. But again, because I've got so many puzzles, it's been tucked somewhere behind that I completely forgot that I even have it, because I had other puzzles in front, so I have to change that. The second one is also a 1,000-piece puzzle by Blue Kazoo, and the title of this one is Sun. So this one is gonna be difficult. Like you can see, it's basically 1,000 pieces of the same color. Well, I know there's some differences, but really nothing that would help you much. The reason why I'm holding on to this one is because this is the old cut, and they've done quite a few changes. Even on the box you can see the difference, because they've got foil details on that one. That is not the case with this one. They've got reusable bag that is not made of plastic, so they've done quite a few changes. And the reason why I kept this one is because I wanted to do comparison between old and new cuts. But again, difficult. So I'm gonna have to definitely be a little bit brave to tackle that video, but I will. That's why I kept the puzzles. Like, I'm in no rush, it's fine, you know. I think I just have to kind of finish the 6K puzzle, because now it's taking up a lot of my time, because I'm dedicating one day off to record that puzzle and then the other day to film regular videos. So it's difficult to do videos that would require me to record them for 2 days, because I don't have that time at the moment. So once I finish the 6K puzzle, I'm gonna start tackling the more difficult puzzles again. And the third puzzle I have from Blue Kazoo is also a 1,000-piece puzzle, and the title of this one is Jupiter. So this is the puzzle that I'm going to be comparing the sun to, because they're both circle puzzles. Oh my god, it's upside down. So yeah, they're both circle puzzles. So it's going to be easy to compare the cut, because this is the new one and the other one is the old one. But I was actually really lucky with that one, because my friend really wanted to do it, because she never tried Blue Kazoo before, because we don't have it in Slovenia. and she really wanted to do a puzzle, and I was like, if you want, you can do it, and then just return it back to me assembled. And she actually did do that. So this puzzle is already assembled because I've already done other circle puzzles from Blue Kazoo, so I know how the cuts is. They were just easier than that one. So I'm gonna have this one ready to compare the cuts and then just need to assemble one. So that definitely makes my life so much easier. And now we are moving on to Jumbo, and at the moment I only have their wash jigs because I absolutely love them. Because they have other puzzles as well, like Jan van Hasteren, and well, that's really all I know. I don't know what else they have. But yeah, I absolutely love wash jigs. So I just arranged them by numbers, and let's start with the first one. The first one is number 7, and the title of this one is Bare Necessities. So this is the original wash jig, which I've never done before. So you've got different one. You've got, what are they? So you've got the mystery puzzle, which is what's gonna happen next. You've got the destiny puzzle, is like what's gonna happen in the future. And then you have the original puzzle, it's like you have to puzzle what the guy sees. So they show you who, so you have to puzzle what he sees. So obviously some of the stuff are gonna be the same, like he sees the trailer and the woman, but it's gonna be different angle. So I've never done any of those puzzles before. I think it's gonna be, I'm not gonna say super difficult because you still see some of the image. I think puzzling the future is the worst because it's completely different image. So yeah, this one is some sort of like retro. So the image you can see it's a bit, you know, older. It's like 50s style. We've just done one of the wash jigs with my boyfriend and he absolutely loved it. So I'm sure we are gonna go through this pile like nothing. The next one is number 17, and the title of this one is Catching a Break. So this one is a mystery puzzle, like I mentioned before. It's puzzle what's gonna happen in the next moments. So usually something horrendous goes wrong. I don't know, maybe the cat attacks the dog and then everyone jumps up and, you know, it's gonna be something hilarious. So I've already done mystery puzzle, like I mentioned, we've done one. It wasn't this one, it was the next one that you're gonna see. And I've done the destiny puzzle, so the future, and that one was so difficult. I don't have any of them with me. There are not that many different wash jigs in Slovenia, but somehow people order them online and stuff, so they kind of circle around when you do puzzle exchanges. So I'm really hoping that when I finish all 4 that I'm gonna manage to get some more ones. Up next is number 22, and the title of this one is Wash Jig Winter Games. And this is finally the puzzle that I've done with my boyfriend recently. Like, it just pulls you in so much and the picture doesn't really help you, so you are kind of like, we're like, how did that happen to be here? Like, there was like the owls, without spoiling too much, like somewhere down here. It's like, how did that happen? So yeah, it's a mess. Let's just say that this entire picture is complete mess when it comes out on the other side. And the last jumbo puzzle I have is number 33, and the title of this one is Calm on the Canal. So this is the one that you can get in the shops in Slovenia. I've seen plenty of them. And one thing about this one, you know, with the other one, because this is a original puzzle, so you have to puzzle what the guy sees. So you kind of have an impression of what he sees. It's probably gonna be this guy on the boat. So like half of the image is revealed, but then what's in front of it, no one knows. So again, really this image doesn't really help you much, but I think it has to be quite cool because like I haven't done any original puzzles, and I think it has to be quite cool to see the puzzle and then see that, and you basically have both directions on the puzzle. It's almost like, you know, puzzling the front and seeing the back, if that makes sense, or like the other way around. So I'm really looking forward to trying an original puzzle. And this is it from the brands. Everything else that I've got is basically just one brand. So the next setup is going to be basically all puzzles. They're completely random brands, and I've just got one of each. They're not necessarily random brands as in like no one knows them, but it's just random brands as in like I didn't put them in piles and I just have one of each. So let's just do the final setup of the day because this has been a long day. You know, there's just a lot of puzzles we've gone through so far. So as I mentioned, here are all the puzzles that I only have one of each brand, and I kind of wanted to separate them into like based on country, but then I would have mostly one in each anyway, but I was like, it's just gonna be too much complication. So I thought best to keep it simple and just have it by brands. So let's just start with the first puzzle. The first one is a 300-piece puzzle by My Mind's Eye, and the title of this one is Fresh Bat Wings. So I've done this puzzle recently as part of my mini puzzle video collection. This one was definitely trickier than I thought, so if I knew it's gonna be that difficult, I don't think I would have put it into the mini collection because it was almost like doing a 500-piece puzzle. But it's good for colorblind people because it's black and white. And if you wanted to know, this is image, okay? This, everything around it is not an image. So that would be quite useful to know before I went into puzzling, because I thought the outside is going to be part of the puzzle as well, which would make it a lot easier. But yeah, that's on me. The next one is a 1000-piece puzzle by Goliath, and the title of this one is That's Life. I got this puzzle when I went to Klagenfurt quite a while ago, and the price was insane. It was like €3 or something like that. And the reason why I kept to it is because I really want to see what good of a puzzle brand it is for €3. But one friend of mine's done it, one of the That's Life collection, and she said she absolutely loved the puzzle. So I feel like it's going to be similar to the jumbo puzzles because it's, you know, quite busy and with a lot of people. So in that sense, I think it should be quite easy. But then again, it's a busy puzzle, so you never know. The next one is a 1000-piece puzzle by Lifestyle Mall, and the title of this one is Crazy Party. I found this puzzle in England in a charity shop when I went there 6 months ago, and it was so crazy that I just had to have it. Like, the image is nothing like I've ever seen before in a puzzle. Up next is a 1000-piece puzzle by Ibu, and the title of this one is Rome. I've had this puzzle for a while. It was sent to me amongst other US branded puzzles from Kay. So I really appreciate that, but I just haven't gotten around to doing it yet. It's on my to-do pile though. I have it, I want to record a video from it because I wanted to do a puzzle brand review. So this one is definitely going to be assembled. I just don't know when yet. Up next is a 1000-piece puzzle by White Mountain, and the title of this one is Movies. So that was way before I went to the US, at the point where I thought I'm never gonna see the States in my life. And I asked my brother-in-law if he can bring me one puzzle, and I heard great reviews about White Mountain, so I was like, can you get me a White Mountain puzzle? So he got me this one. Again, a really like American style picture. I don't know if that's like inappropriate to say that, but in Europe we don't really have that many collage images, so I think when I see that, it does give me that US vibe, but this is a good thing for me. I wanted to have a puzzle like that, not just a plain picture, because I can get that in Europe. So yeah, also another puzzle that's on my to-do list for the video, so I'm definitely gonna get about to doing it at one point. Up next is a 1000-piece puzzle by Zigzag, and the title of this one is Macaroons. If you've been following me, you should have seen this puzzle because I've already assembled it, and it was so much fun. Honestly, like, the quality of the brand is not the greatest, but the image was so easy and so fun, and it made me so hungry. It's even making me hungry now, so I probably should stop looking at it, but it was really easy to assemble. The next one is a 1000-piece puzzle by Ambassador, and I don't have the title for it. So this is the puzzle that I got from a friend of mine, and it's actually, I really love the image, but the puzzle is gonna be so difficult. And I said another one that I wanted to do for the video, but like I mentioned, as long as I'm doing the 6K puzzle, I want to stay away from difficult puzzles because this is definitely not going to be a one-day thing. The next one is also a 1000-piece puzzle by Ambassador, and the title of this one is Wild Cats. Now this is a puzzle that I absolutely adore because this is going to be so easy to assemble, because you've got the frames and then each picture of the puzzle is its own section, which makes it so much easier to assemble. But I really like the way it's done. Like, I like wild cats, so this is definitely a picture that I enjoy. Up next is a 1000-piece puzzle by Pools Entertainment, and the title of this one is Puzzle Puzzle 2. I think I would be lying if I thought that you guys don't know which puzzle this is, but I think you know. So I'm not gonna go into too much detail. The box is empty because the puzzle is still in the making, but I'll get to it, I promise. I don't actually have that much left. It's gonna take a while and I have to take my time with it. But I think I've done quite a lot and it was definitely less frustrating than Puzzle. The next one is a 2000-piece puzzle by Castellan, and the title of this one is Beauty Show. So this puzzle was sent to me by Castellan when I asked them if they can sponsor me for the 4K puzzle, so they just, you know, chucked a few other puzzles in there as well, so this was one of them. And it's actually packed in 2 bags of 1000 pieces, but it's just not really the image that I would normally go for. I do like the way it's done though, because as soon as you've got people on it, you know exactly in which direction the pieces are turned, which helps a lot. And also the top section looks actually quite fun to assemble. So I still haven't decided if I'm gonna do it or not, that's why I'm just keeping it on the side until I make a decision. Up next is a 1000-piece puzzle by University Games, and the title of this one is Sherlock Holmes. There is more to the title, but I don't know what it translates to because it's all in German. So I got this one off of Amazon. It's like a mystery puzzle. You don't know what the image is going to be and then you have to solve the mystery. but it's all in German. Luckily, my boyfriend speaks German, so we are gonna have to go through that together. I could still assemble it by myself, but he's definitely gonna have to help me with the, well, instructions and solving the puzzle, the mystery. The next puzzle is a 1000-piece puzzle by Peace House, and the title of this one is Classic As. So this is the puzzle that I got from Donna Louise. She brought it to the Worlds last year from New Zealand, and I got 3 images to choose from, and I picked this one because I thought it was the cutest. I think it's gonna be quite an easy assembly. The next puzzle is a 1000-piece puzzle by Cloudberries, and the title of this one is Chromatic. So many of you know that I cannot get Cloudberries in Slovenia, so when Siobhan offered to bring me one of the puzzles to Spain last year, I absolutely was up for it. So she got me this puzzle, and the reason why I wanted to try it is because even though people say so many good things about it, there are so many bad things I heard about it. So I just want to test it out for myself and see what the quality of the puzzle actually is. Up next is the 504-piece puzzle by The Occurrence, and the title of this one is Loon. This was also a gift from the Worlds last year. I got it from Ula, and it's a Canadian puzzle. So it's a 500-piece puzzle, which is good, because if this was a 1000-piece puzzle image, I would be absolutely scared of doing it. But I'm looking forward to assembling it. I'm probably gonna do it as a speed run, because it's a 500-piece puzzle and I speedrun every 500-piece puzzle. I'm gonna have to start practicing for the world soon because it's in 6 months and I've only done 1 speed puzzling, and that was for the Battle of the YouTube Puzzlers. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get back into it. The next one is a 1000-piece puzzle by Jacko, and the title of this one is Rainbow Tigers. I don't normally buy new puzzles, but we were in Canary Islands with my boyfriend and I wanted to have one, so we got this one together and we are gonna also assemble it together. One thing that I do not like about this puzzle so far is when I opened it, it only has ribbon grit cut pieces, which is definitely not my favorite, but you know, I hope they're at least gonna be specific enough that we are not gonna struggle when putting the puzzle together. Up next is the 1000-piece puzzle by Innoakids, and the title of this one is Colored Pencil. Remember the €4 Schmidt puzzle that I got from Aldi? Well, this one was also selling there for €2.50. So it was insane. Like I mentioned, I don't normally buy new puzzles, but this was so cheap that it was cheaper than a charity shop. So I had to get it. And I think this is gonna be like the only 1000-piece puzzle that I'm actually gonna speedrun, because it feels like it's gonna be so easy that I wanna use that opportunity and do it. Because I know I said I'm never gonna speedrun a 1000-piece puzzle before, but this is like, it's like a gradient puzzle, so I have to try. Up next is the 1500-piece puzzle by Editions Ricordi, and the title of this one is Munch the Scream. I don't even remember where or who I got this puzzle from, but at the time when I got it, I was like, oh, new brand, I've never done it before, let's try it. But then the image, yeah, it's just not something I would like to do. So I've tried to sell it, you know, or exchange it, and no takers so far. I mean, I understand it's art, but it's creepy art, so I'm quite fine not doing this one. The next puzzle is a 1000-piece puzzle by Gibsons, and the title of this one is Cream Teas and Queuing. So this is like the ultimate English puzzle, and I have to say that I got it in a charity shop in England, and I've done Gibsons before, but the image was so cool that I just had to have it. The next puzzle is a 1000-piece puzzle by Educa, and the title of this one is Bottle Caps Collage. This is the Educa puzzle that changed everything. So I know I've been shitting all over their brand. Well, not really the brand, because I think that the quality of the puzzle is really good and I like the images. It's just their cuts. They only have standard shaped pieces with the ones that don't interlock, and then that's it, nothing else. But then I opened this box because I wanted to do it. And I opened it and I was like, oh my god. It literally has all variety of like grid cut puzzle pieces and also the non-interlockable pieces. So I know I already said it, because as soon as I figured it out, I had to mention it in the video because I don't want to spread false information, but genuinely when I was doing their 500-piece puzzles, it was always the same and I wasn't even wanting to try a 1000-piece puzzle. But then my friend convinced me, he said this one was really easy, and I was like, okay, it is sort of like a gradient puzzle, you know, because I can never get a normal gradient. So yeah, so it's like a sort of gradient. So I thought, okay, at least the image is simple. So even if the cut is not good, I'm still gonna do it. And then I realized that they basically have other shapes as well, which is mind-blowing. Up next is a 1000-piece puzzle by Piatnik, and the title of this one is Playing Cards. Again, I've had this puzzle for a while, but I've done Piatnik before I had the classic Italians. It was a really fun puzzle to assemble. So when I saw this one, I thought this is actually quite cool to display. I don't know, if you have like a game room or something and you play cards a lot, like a poker or something like that, it would be quite cool to hang it on the wall and be like in vibe with the room, if that makes sense. But it does look quite tricky, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm still a bit indecisive if I'm willing to go through, you know, putting the puzzle together, if I'm not gonna put it anywhere. So this was the last puzzle of today, and thank God, because this has been going on now for 3.5 hours. And yeah, it's been a long day and it's gonna be even longer editing, but that's okay because it's only one video a year, so I can do it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was worth me going through all the troubles of bringing all the puzzles here. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe, even just for the fact that I've gone through all the puzzles that I've got in my wardrobe, brought them here to record with them, and now I have to go stack them back. So yeah, please do hit like and subscribe, so it does help my channel grow. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm gonna see you next time. Bye!